I'm Sarah and this is Gemma. We're here today to talk about sleep for children over the age of 2. It will just be a short question and answer session.
So one of the most common questions we get asked is, how can I support my child to sleep on their own?
So what we'd usually suggest is to put a really good bedtime routine in place. So this needs to be consistent so that the child has clear expectations. So no screen time, ideally for an hour before bedtime, and just to create a calm and quiet environment. And having maybe a story or some singing together before bedtime. If the child's no longer in a cot, then we would often suggest putting maybe a safety gate on the bedroom door so that they understand to stay in the bedroom if they do wake up, and that you as a parent or a carer would be reassured that they're safe within the bedroom. And then if the child does wake up through the night, just go in, reassure them with a nice calm reassurance. And it can become a bit of a battle sometimes, but once you've stuck to that same routine for a number of days, the child will soon understand and it will become part of your normal routine.
So being consistent is a key.
Absolutely, and they will soon learn to settle independently.
Yeah. So parents may also ask, how do I get my child to stop waking up in the night?
Yeah, that's a common question. There are a lot of parents who will sometimes lay with their parent for quite a number of minutes or sometimes hours, just to get them to go to sleep, and this can then have an impact when your child wakes up in the night. So they'll usually fall asleep alongside the parent or carer and then suddenly wake up in the middle of the night and they're alone, and that's when they'll seek that reassurance. So ideally it's best to have your nice quiet time and let your child go to bed and settle themselves to sleep independently.
So I agree, routines are critical for supporting both parents and carers, and the children will thrive from this, and their sleep will hopefully improve and the quality of sleep will improve quickly.
Yeah, absolutely, and we also need to think really carefully about the sleep environment as well that the children are in, so ensuring the temperature is between 16 and 20 degrees, so using something like a little thermometer within the room and it will just tell you whether they're too hot, whether it's too cold. And then dressing your child appropriately as well for the season, so ensuring whether they've got long sleep pyjamas, short sleep pyjamas, or a suitable tog if they're using one of the sleep bags.
Okay. Is it often a good idea to offer supper before bed, and what kind of food is best to offer a child?
Yeah, definitely, just so they don't wake up feeling hungry during the night. So it's a good idea to offer a light snack, maybe a slice of toast or something before they go to bed, maybe in the hour before bedtime. So once you've turned the screens off and you're having that calm and quiet time, you can offer the supper then. And it's best to avoid like a heavy meal or any sugary snacks or something before bed, as this can sometimes make it more difficult to go to sleep.
What about hot chocolate? Can we offer that before bed rather than milk?
Really, it's best to avoid that as it does actually contain caffeine, so same with coffee and tea and fizzy drinks. So it's best to offer just milk or water before bed.
So how's the best way to support children with nightmares and night terrors?
It's important to learn that there is a difference between a nightmare and a night terror. So a nightmare is a bad dream that your child will often remember, and they will wake up and they'll be able to recall the events that have happened during that nightmare, and you'll be able to have that discussion with them and reassure them and settle them back to sleep. And the nightmare happens later on in the night when they've been asleep for quite a while. Whereas your night terror is usually one that will happen not long after the child's fallen asleep, so quite early in the night. And it's rare that they will be able to remember what's happened. And your child will look awake, their eyes are probably open, they will be moving around, but they are in fact actually asleep. The night terrors happen usually between the ages of 3 and 8, whereas a nightmare can happen from any age and right up into adulthood as well. Sometimes if your child suffered from an illness or a cold, or they've watched a particular film, that can sometimes trigger different emotions, and this is when the nightmares and night terrors may happen.
Should we wake them up when they're having a nightmare or a night terror?
The night terror, it's ideally best not to wake them up, as you could make them more distressed, so try not to talk to them and only really move them if they are in danger of hurting themselves, because if they wake up during that night terror, it can cause them a little bit more distress.
Okay.
But if you do ever notice a change in your child's bedtime routines and you are concerned at all, just give your health visiting team a call and they'll be able to discuss it further.
Thank you.
Thank you.